To check the library where Live puts all its live packs. So from live preferences, I can see users, my name, the user, library application supports. And I went to Ableton support website, and it says that in line Apple has hidden the user's library. That means if I'm in the Finder, if I go to my name, I cannot see the library. It's hidden. So they say what you have to do is in the Finder, go, you cannot see the library here. So what you do is you press the Alt, and now you can see it. You see? I took out my hand, it disappeared. So with the Alt library, now I can see the library. Then I go to application support and then to Ableton, and that's it. This is the hidden folders where the library resides if you need to migrate this whole thing somewhere else. Okay, now I want to set up my project. After I opened Live, I go to Preferences, and here is the driver. I'm on a Macintosh, so it's a Core Audio. Input, it's going to be not from my microphone. I'm going to be using my audio card, which is a Scarlett 18i6, and output not to the not to the speakers, but again also to the Scarlett. As for sampling rate, the standard is the 44 kilohertz, which represents double the frequency that we intend to represent. It's best to set it up at 48 kilohertz. Doing this can get your tracks later to work with video. So for the buffer size, I'm currently at I'm gonna be moving it to a multiple of 2 to the power. So I'm gonna go with 128. I can use the up and down arrow. So now I'm at 128. Let's see what happened to the overall latency. It's now at 28 millisecond. So I'm now at overall of 10 with an input latency of 5 millisecond. So this should be fast enough to play and hear yourself with insignificant delay while recording. Of course, once you're doing editing, you don't need that much as it taxes your CPU, so I can go to a higher buffer size, for example 1024, which is also a 2 to the power combination. Now that we set up our buffer size, I'm gonna go back to 128 because I'm gonna set up this as a template for recording new projects all the time. I don't want to go every time to set it up whenever I have a new project. So I have now my input and output. I have my sampling rate at 48K. Now that I set up my buffer size at 128 for recording purposes and 48 kilohertz for my recording, sample rate recording, and I have my audio in and audio out through my sound card. So I'm all set to save this as a template for every project. This way I don't have to do this every time I create a new project. Here you set up your file type. AIFF and WAV both are lossless compression, so you don't lose any quality in these two formats, and bit depth. Usually you can go at 24 bits. However, since I use Pro Tools and now the version 10 supports 32-bit, so I'll go with a 32-bit for the bit depth. And every time I want to do a count in, let's have the 1 bar, 2 bars. So I'm all set. Save live set as. I want to keep it on that, and I'll call it template. Template recording. Save. If I go to my Finder and I go to my desktop, so I have my template recording project. That's my take on assignment number 2.